Yeah, I'll get this configured and we can do that next week.
Sure.
Hey, have faith. Oh wait, are we doing stuff?
Yeah, we're streaming.
Hello and welcome to the Six Figure Developer Channel. It is live coding live stream Wednesday where we work on personal projects and heckle each other and have a good time. We always look forward to those in chat joining in. We've got the drop game enabled and we are picking up with Clayton's BlazorGame engine project, port of MonoGame in Blazor. Clayton has rewritten the game interface, the UI interface, the thing
all the
a couple of
things.
times. Yeah. So you want to catch us up? Where did we leave off? What are we doing? What are the plans for tonight? And when can Wesley expect the fun to start happening?
Yeah, about the fun. So
Hey, look, freaking Ward's here dropping.
yeah, where we left off, we had two of these two functions here instead of the one. Just in the interim, I went and I combined. There was a draw scene function and a draw rectangle, and they were actually really connected. So I just connected them, made them into a single function, and that has us drawing a rectangle on the screen, or in this case, a square. It's very exciting. and super interesting to have just a square on the screen. So tonight, I figured that we would continue. So we got there by following the tutorials provided by Mozilla Developer Network. And so I figured we would continue along those lines, learning WebGL and adding what we learned to the game engine. And the next step in their tutorials is using shaders to apply color. By the end of the day, we should end up with something like this, and we might even be able to animate that some. So let's go ahead and get started. And this tutorial in their page actually looks pretty simple, so we might actually be able to... No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because every time I say
do it,
no,
say it. Come on.
Okay, so just looking at the tutorial, there is this init buffers function, which we kind of copied from the previous tutorial, so we should have something very similar in our code. So if we pull that back over and we go to BlazorGame.js, there is init buffers right here, which is similar but different because here they've added some stuff. So we'll just go ahead and extend this function to add in the stuff that they have added, which looks to be just the color coordinates for the rectangle. So this const colors is something that we'll probably want to pass in at the end of the night, but for right now it's going to be a constant. I have a ... so I assume that all this new stuff goes after the old stuff. Comma 1.0, comma... And anybody who's watching, feel free to ask questions at any point. I will do my best to answer what I think I know, and then somebody who's much more well-versed at OpenGL or WebGL will correct me as we go.
Is this currently in a running state? Can you give us a preview of what's happening?
Yeah, I just ran it a second ago. It just makes a square. I'll run it again here.
Oh,
Uno momento.
I thought maybe...
I have a more interesting demo here shortly. Just one second. I just want to get this array copied before I lose my place, and I have to find my place again. Nothing lines up. It's... Jeez. 0, 0. Where'd the cursor go? 0.
And are these... Basically, we're going to be using these for the 4 different color corners, right?
Well, so if I look at the picture that they have at the bottom, which I don't even think it's a picture, I think this is the actual rendering, then yeah, it's the actual corners. So you have the white corner, the red corner, the green corner, and then the blue corner.
Don't forget your blue comment.
Yeah. We're gonna add all the comments. If this were normal code that I was writing, I would do my best to make the comments irrelevant, and so that we don't need them. But since this is code that I'm copying that I don't understand just yet, we're gonna leave all the comments. This .gl . And I lied to John. Okay, well we can stop there and we can run it. So if we run it, just to give John a refresh of what's going on here, or if somebody asked, I don't know. So it just makes this square, nothing super interesting, right? But we can actually go and manipulate it pretty easily. So if I were to change this to a 2, and I don't know, this to a 2, and then I run it again, then we should end up with 2 different rectangles. Now they're both going to be white. We don't have a way to color the rectangles at the moment, but you can see that they're jutting out at different angles. So we are actually drawing 2 different rectangles every frame at the moment. Once we colorize them with this new code, then it should be actually much simpler to see the two different rectangles and see a split. But just for the purity of the demo, I don't know why I changed it back to 1 before deleting it. I'm just going to leave it as the demo displays it, and then we'll play around with it after we get it working. So the first part just creates a buffer. We did that right here as well to create a position buffer. The buffer in OpenGL or WebGL is just generic. It doesn't inherently mean anything. It's basically just like, hey, make a new array of things. I'm gonna put stuff in it. So this particular one, so the first one was an array buffer, which we used to describe the square. Eventually, using the different positions of the points on the square or rectangle. This one is going to be the color buffer, so we'll use it. It's also an array buffer, but we'll use it to describe the color values of the different positions on the rectangle. So bind buffer this.gl array buffer. So here is the part that I think that we're going to end up pulling out and putting somewhere else, because we're creating this new float32 array and we're sticking colors in that. But I don't know exactly how we'll be able to move this. And it may be that we don't need to. Maybe if we just, well, no, because colors is, although it does give us access to the color buffer, so I suppose we could put anything we want to in the color buffer at any point, as long as we are re-evaluating that color buffer. I don't know for sure, though. We'll find out. Color buffer. Okay, so we've just expanded whatever pops out of the init buffers, which if we find where we're using that, I don't know why I'm, okay, right there. So this dot init buffers, and then just this dot buffers, which is just a new value that's being created. Okay, stop it. Like that. Okay. So then if we look at the code that they have here, it looks like they're modifying now the vertex shader source. So we'll need to do the same thing. We have our vertex shader 2D here. So we'll just extend this with, lost it, with this data here. And that will add a new color value to the vertex, which is weird because the fragment shader is normally, yeah, see there, so V color, which we're getting from the vertex shader, is going to go into the fragment color. Okay, got it. Okay, so a vertex position. Ooh, that's a new type. I don't know what a varying low P is. What does it say what it is? We pass its color using a varying to the fragment shader. In order to pick up the interpolated color for each pixel, we need to change this to fetch the... It doesn't really, in their tutorial, they don't really describe what the varying low P is. So I guess we'll just find out. Okay, so now to modify the vertex, oh, I gotta do V color down here. Okay, so yeah, so we're just going to read the attribute. It's a vertex color. We're just going to store it into a varying, and I guess, did I spell it right?
You're missing a Y on number
Yeah.
15.
Varying low P. And then I guess something about it being a varying means we can pick it up with the fragment shader. A little shady on that part. I don't know.
Shady. I see what you did there.
Yeah, well, completely unintentional. I don't know how this part is working. It is a complete mystery at the moment. So, okay, so it's literally a one-to-one color replacement from what we were passing in. So now we're going to be reading that data from an array. So now we have a color per vertex that we can pass in. So that information should technically be paired with our rectangle values when we pass them to the draw rectangle function. And if we did that, then we can determine those colors values on the fly based on the color buffer. So we'll see what happens there. All right. So the next thing they do is they go and extend the program info that gets created, and they add vertex color. So let's do that. Where does that program info and create shader?
I don't know how much this helps, but
Yes.
Some info that I found.
Yeah, let's have it.
Something got wrong there.
Oh no, it's all broken.
Seems like it.
Okay, so we're just pulling the value out. And there's no extra changes to the program info, it doesn't look like from this point. And then the next change is going to be in the draw scene function. So is anybody saying, oh my goodness. Oh, that's you.
That's me.
The qualifier varying is used to declare variables that are shared between the verts. So it's what I was thinking.
Yep.
It's just that's the keyword that says that you can pass this information from one to the other. Okay, cool. Okay, so the next change is, I mean, we're practically done with this part, and then I'm gonna go see what the next part is if we get this working. And then we'll before we move on to the next part, we'll probably play with this and see if we can get the colors actually to be passed in to draw scene.
Yeah.
So that we can decide the colors as we draw. And then we might be able to do our fast rectangle draw program that we had before. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like it. Tell WebGL how to pull out the colors from the color buffer into the vertex color attribute. That's it? Then draw scene can have the following added to it so it actually uses these colors when drawing the square. It doesn't even say where to add it. It's just like, just add it. Just put it in there. Okay, well, let's see what happens. It is, if you look, it is within its own scope. So everything that happens in here is semi-independent. It doesn't require the rest of the code to be happening. So let's just see what happens if we just slap it in somewhere. Okay, so like I said, ours is not draw scene. Ours is draw rectangle, which is here. So here is where the positions are being done. So I'm just going to do the color right after the position.
Seems reasonable.
Okay. I type all that flawlessly and then Just try to hit enter and it all goes to pot.
Fries are done.
It's true. Get back over here. Okay.
Thank you, B-Rye.
What's up?
Complimenting me on my beard.
Oh. Let's see. This dot buffers dot color. So we could totally pass this in. If we look up here, we've got this dot buffers dot position, but we are somewhere we're populating that information. Yeah, positions.
Yeah, I guess we don't actually have
right there.
We don't have name tags. So that's Ash in the middle. That's Clayton on your left in the purple shirt, and I am John Calloway.
So the important bit here that takes the positions that we're getting from the program and basically passes them to WebGL, I believe is this line here. I'm going to look for positions anywhere else, and it does not seem to exist. So that leads me to believe that this is also the important line for setting the colors, which for some reason they decided to do in the init buffers call. Right down here. So it looks like that part was fine here. Why that? So I'm actually going, well, no. First we're gonna get it to work. Then my suspect is that I'm gonna pull this out and I'm gonna slap it in to the draw rectangle function, and there shouldn't be any differences. And then I'm gonna replace the values in color with something else, and then we can just, well, I'll probably copy this part and move it in as well. Then everything will be fine. Okay, let's go back to what we were just typing right here. Bind buffers, color, yep. Color, components, vertex attrib array, yep. Yep, that's all they did. That's it. Let's see what happens. Do we draw a colorful rectangle? Or square? You know, whatever. Oh, well, but there is that. Even better.
What happened?
I don't know. We didn't get an error, but nothing's showing up.
Is it possible that the white one is drawing over top of the other one? I mean, now we're not getting anything.
Yeah, there shouldn't be. We're only drawing one. We're drawing it in the same position. The only thing that we've added is this right here. So let's comment that out, rerun, and see what happens. Okay, it's
Perfect.
black. Right, not a problem there. So that just means that we're not getting any color, so it's all zeros. Well, no, it's not all zeros, I guess. It's all zeros except for the alpha channel, which is a 1. But anyway.
So what happened, I guess, why is it black? Why is it not white when you commented that out?
Because of this. Varying low P, it's this right here. So before it was
Hey, Blazor Mr. Magoo's here.
1.0, comma 1.
Oh, I see.
1.0, comma 1.0, comma 1.0. It was this before. So if I
Which
save
is
that,
hard coding it to white.
Right. So now it's white.
Yep.
So what we need, I don't think you can put debug information inside of the shader code. I'm not sure though. So anyway, so V color right here should be the V color that we're getting from here. Now, did I spell all of this right? A vertex color. A vertex color. Okay, that's fine. Now if I come down here.
So why is that variable? I mean, I know we don't understand necessarily, but why is it defined in that first VS source? But then it doesn't seem to be. Oh no, we assign V color to.
Yeah. So we're getting a vertex color, right? So that gives us our attribute. And this is vertex color.
Got it.
And then we're going to set vertex color in the wherever it is in this. Well, so our values are coming from here, at least they should be. We're creating a new float 32 array of color, which is this, and we're assigning that to the color buffer, because now we've said that for the moment any array buffer actions that we take will be assigned to this buffer, and that's where this comes in, I think. Then again, there is that. I don't know. But anyway, so we've got a color buffer, which is the buffer for the color. I guess this isn't technically being picked up until we're in the draw rectangle in here. So this .buffers.color, vertex attrib pointer, vertex color, GL float, components for, blah 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 blah, stuff and things. It should be very similar to this. So here we're pulling out an X and a Y. Down here we're pulling out RGBA. Let's see. Let me just scan this and see if there's anything that's different on mine. Okay, we'll start back at the init buffers. Okay, let me grab this, bring it over. Well, I'll slide that out of the way when we get. Ooh, hello. When we get to that point. So, ... which I assume means leave all this junk here. And then const colors, whatever. I mean, I did say the same thing in both places, so I don't think that's it. All right, so cost colors 1 1 1 1, right? 1 1 1 1. So this should all be 1, and then it's 1 1 1. Just cascading down. That's the same. This.gl create buffer, GL create buffer, this GL array buffer, and GL bind buffer. And we're going to bind the color buffer, which is the one that we created right here. Array buffer, float32 array, float32 array, GL static draw, GL static draw. That's for buffer data. And then we're going to pass on color, we're going to pass the color buffer. That seems the same. Okay. Then they come up here to the shaders. So attrib vec4 a vertex position, attrib vec4 a vertex position, attrib vec4 a vertex color, attrib vertex 4 a vertex color, uniform mat u view model matrix, uniform mat u view model matrix, uniform mat 4 u projection matrix, varying low p vec4 v color semicolon, varying low p vec4 v color semicolon, void main void, which I guess we don't have void here. I guess that's a thing. GL position equals U projection matrix, U view model matrix, A vertex position. None of that's changed. And then V color equals A vertex color. V color equals A vertex color. And this should be the same as that, and it is. Okay. Coloring the fragments. Just here. Went from this to this. Oh, so maybe this void means something. Why was it not void before, but it's void now? Is that a significant change? Anyway, so
you ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, GL frag color equals V color.
I can't imagine it being too much of a change, but I mean, we'll see, right?
Let's see if any of that's done anything so far. Not that we changed. We added void.
Yeah, we passed in void. So.
Oh, well, we still have commented back in. Yeah. Well, I mean, most of this is harmless. I think the only stuff that would do anything at all is these 3 lines. Just make sure. Oh, I'm already running. Well, that's good, because I'm already running. I don't have to do anything. Just refresh. Okay.
We got caching disabled.
Yeah. No. Why do you ask? Okay. So that's so far so good. Let's look at the thing. So we have vertex color, get attrib location shader program a vertex color, and I believe we looked at that, right? So where is that? Right here. Vertex color is this GL get attrib location shader program a vertex color. Right, and if it was, so we can see right now, since we're not actually passing these values in, if it does end up being not a value, then it seems like we get just black. So,
yep.
Presumably, we were getting values, or we were getting something that was totally broken. So let's double check all this stuff. Okay. Num components 4 type GL float normalize false stride 0 offset 0 This.gl bind buffer, GL array buffer, buffer's color. Right? Okay. This.gl vertex attrib pointer, program info, attrib locations, vertex color, num components, type, normalize, stride, offset, enable vertex attrib array, program info, attrib locations, vertex color. I mean, I feel like...
Is program info off the object, I guess? So you need to use this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It comes from here. And if we go up to... So right there.
Okay.
Same as buffers. I mean, this all looks accurate.
It does.
And then it disappears.
Wait, Blazor Mr. Magoo, do you want us to make you sleepy, or we are making you sleepy? I'm confused.
Once upon a time, there was a small puppy, and that puppy got lost.
Coloring fragments? Those lost coloring fragments?
Say what?
I was just trying to fill in your story, and
Oh.
it was
No,
bad.
so the puppy represents WebGL.
Oh, I see.
And the boy...
I thought we were the puppies.
The
We
boy...
were lost, because I'm feeling pretty lost.
Yeah,
personally.
the boy represents the developer. And the developer has lost the WebGL, and he has to find the WebGL.
Oh, I see.
Okay, let's look at their complete code and just see if there's anything weird that we've missed. So they get GL.
Could we find where they put that code in?
Yeah. I mean, all over the place. It's just spattered. Okay, so I feel like we've got that part. There is a semicolon in the... Like, it's not like a weird, random, we screwed up the shader. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Vertex position, vertex color, V color, varying, low P. Right? Yeah, that all seems self-similar.
And we're using fragment shader 2D instead of FS source.
Yes. Yeah. The names are different to protect the innocent, but the code is the same.
Yeah, I understand. I just wanted to make sure we didn't like type V's FS source somewhere and reference that.
Yeah. So this part is the same. Init buffers draw scene. So init buffers. Yep, there was that, and then positions, which we moved positions. I wonder... Are we doing this part? It's possible, if I can find the init buffers. So look, we're not doing the static draw part, right? But they are. So we moved this part. And I wonder if that affects something.
Oh, and see, those are inside of the same space too.
Mm-hmm. So where did we put static draw?
Wasn't it right underneath?
It should be in Well, we put it. It should be in draw rectangle somewhere.
Yeah.
Static draw right here. So I'm thinking that if we moved the color static
that's
draw
right.
to here,
Yes.
then that might be something
Yes.
that could be affected by.
I think so. Yes.
So if we grab this code and right, so we are doing that part. So if we grab this part, right, and then we grab both of these. Select the position buffer as the one to apply buffer operations to from here on out. So that'd be the same down there. Okay, anyway. Save, and then we go to rectangle. Draw rectangle. And just as a matter of throwing that in there, let's see. Oh, we are running. We don't have to. Nope. Same story, different day.
Okay, but so remember we had that little chunk of code. That we did right after. Yep, right here.
Yeah. I guess we should look and see where they did that. But
Because didn't they do that in the same?
no,
No,
that's in
okay,
their
they
draw
didn't.
scene code. So in draw scene, they're clearing, and then they're setting up this field of view. They are setting up their perspective matrix. So this is like setting up the camera, kind of. All of this is. This is all like camera stuff. And then they create the vertex attrib array for the position, and then they create the one for the color.
Yep.
And then they say use this program, and then execute some stuff.
That's the same thing we did.
Should be. So yeah, use this program and then execute some stuff. Is that part in a thing in theirs? Yes. Offset vertex count. Offset vertex count. Yeah. Nothing new or special doesn't appear. And that looks like the same code that they were running before. So what actually
we
is
had
different?
we had abstract, and I think this is what you just changed, but we had abstracted out last time after the demo, right? Into the draw rectangle.
Yeah. We moved positions from init buffers over to draw rectangle, and that all worked fine. And the only thing that's not working now is the GL buffer data. Okay, wait. No, I still don't understand. So I mean, this is basically exactly the same, right? They're both done exactly the same. We're not pointing this at anything though, which seems strange. Like we're not saying, like this isn't using the actual words. It's not using the buffer that was created, right? So
Right.
if you look at their original code, in init buffer, they're saying create a buffer, bind a buffer, and then add buffer data. Create a buffer, bind a buffer, add buffer data. So I wonder if the order needs to remain the same. In which case, this part here, well, so this would need to happen. Creating the buffer and assigning the buffer here is totally fine, but these parts where we're binding the buffer needs to happen just before those calls in the other side.
Yep.
So let's grab this one and move it up. Right, so we have our positions, and then we're going to say, okay, cool, bind the buffer, which would be this dot buffers dot position, I think. I'll double check that. And then basically the same thing, but for the color, we would do that just before we do this part.
So why would that have been working beforehand? Do you have any ideas?
Because so when we weren't doing this part, so here so it's binding the buffer here to do some work, but it didn't matter. I don't know. I feel like that should not have been drawing the square, but it was. Well, it was until we enabled this second part. So I don't know. We're just shooting in the dark, seeing what happens.
Longvillian wants to know what version of WebGL we're using.
So I believe if we go up to the top that we're initializing WebGL 2, but because our shader does not have the WebGL 2 header information, it degrades down to WebGL 1. I plan on updating the header information so that it is in fact WebGL 1 or WebGL 2 shaders once we get past a certain point, but right now I'm just sticking with these demos. And I could change wherever it went, I could change this to just be WebGL. But supposedly it's supposed to just automatically downgrade. If it doesn't work after this test, then I'll change it to just WebGL. See what happens. Color, static draw. Right, so then go to buffers. Init buffers. So we get rid of this. Yeah, and it's position and color. So we're just creating the buffers, assigning them so that we have access to them, because I guess creating the buffer is the expensive part. Save and refresh. Hey! It's drawn backwards.
Yeah. That's weird. but it's different. But
Why is it backwards? Things you can't tell when it's just a white rectangle.
Maybe it was code that was written in Australia and we're running it here, so it should be backwards.
Well,
or upside down or something.
We've got. Let me go forward. We got this. So we've got 1 1 negative 1 1 1 negative 1 negative 1 negative 1. If we go and look at the game code, I would not be surprised if we're passing in different values. So the game demo. So we're saying -1, -1, 1, 1. Okay, so that's top. Let me write this down while I'm saying it so that I don't. Top is -1. Left is -1. Bottom is 1. And right is 1. So then if we go to here, where's the thing? Right. There we go. Top left, bottom right. Which is, yeah, that's the same order. So then we have left, which is -1, and they have a 1. So really this would be like right. Bottom, which is 1. So that's fine. Then -1, so left. Bottom. Right. Top. Yep. And left top. So our right left we're backwards from what they have in their code. Let's see if that fixes the rectangle or screws everything up. Fixes it.
Fixes.
So now we have a valid drawing order.
All right, so right is -1. No, right is +1, right?
Well, so either we need to go and change the values that I just changed. We need to change them back, or we need to change the values that we're trying to render in our like that we're passing in for the rectangle definition.
I see.
I don't know which way is which at the moment.
Got it.
So I just changed the one set of values. If we try to move the rectangle and we find that it's in the wrong spot, then we'll know that we did the wrong thing.
So we're saying we could have our left and rights confused, basically.
Yes. Almost certainly.
I mean, my son's the same way.
Hey, but hey, look at that. Look, we got things. So, if we were to go and pass in, we've got our rectangle, right? So, if we had, if we think about this, we go to our game demo. So this is the raw call to draw a rectangle, right? So it's going to have a rectangle, and then we would have color rectangle, because I can spell things all the way out. And then this would instead be like color random. This will be trippy. One, two, and then random. Right? So we had something like that. So if we go to rectangle and
do we still need to pass in the size, the top left, bottom right, don't we?
What you talk about? I should be smarter about this. Stop it. Nope.
Maybe I'm just misunderstanding here.
I don't.
Totally fair.
But
I'll let you keep going, and we'll find out.
We'll find out who's wrong.
Well, it's probably me, but I'm just more like not understanding.
So my thought process is that just like the rectangle. If we have a color rectangle, then they're a pair, and so it'll just do stuff magicals.
I see. I see.
So we're passing in. So now we've got the new color rectangle. What's it mad about? Oh, I gotta come over here. Rectangle, comma, color rectangle, and then everybody's happy. Okay, so now we got to go to the JavaScript, and not only do we have this, so this is so that's no longer rectangle address. That's going to be base address. So we have that, and then we would have const. Stop it. Const color rect equals Blazor platform read struct field. So it wouldn't be base address, it would be base address plus 12. No, plus 16. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? 16. Okay, and then we just copy these, really. Color left, color bottom, color right. And it wouldn't be rect, it would be color rect. And then instead of this madness, I would, ooh. These are a struct as well.
Yes.
So.
Unless you could pass it some other way.
That's going to be this.
Right?
Well, so all I really need to do, so this is the code to read the color struct. So I'll just make this a function.
Okay. Yep.
So copy, and we'll just say read color address, return, and then we'll just return this. And it'll be R red. Can I just do red? Green. I think I can just do that. So then here we can actually say let color const color. Read color address, fingers crossed, and then
but that you're gonna need more space here, won't you? Okay, wait a minute, hold on. I'll just withdraw my comment and wait.
I think that's right.
No.
Right.
Because you're gonna get
yeah.
4 colors.
Right. Yeah. So it's actually, I do have color rect, but instead of, so then it would be color top is this dot read color rect.
Instead of going 4 bits, you're gonna need to go the full
16. Yeah.
That's what I was. I guess.
So I can probably say like 0, and yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then if we come up to here, offset. So like that. So then
you want to update your
0, and then here, so we've got color rect 0 offset, and then the next one would be a 16 offset, and then the next one would be a 32 offset, and then a 48 offset. Don't expect this to work on the first go. So this would be
But why?
color top dot R.
Oh, dot R, yeah.
Or red. Dot blue. No. Green. Dot blue. Color top alpha. And it will not be white anymore. It'll be, I don't know what. Yeah, red, green, blue. Good. Okay. Copy, paste, paste, paste. Left. Here's another time where we find out if our, well, we're doing random at the moment, so we won't actually find out, but we'll set real values in a second and see what happens. Color top left, bottom. Is anybody talking? People talk to me. What's up?
How's it going?
You need a right.
Lies.
You need a color right.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
although it won't matter because it's going to be random, but the bottom and the right.
It'll matter when we try to set actual colors. The only reason I didn't set actual colors is because I don't have them defined in the colors object just yet. But I do have a random defined, which is fun. Okay. I don't expect these values to be correct at all. We'll know I've done something terribly wrong if cornflower blue is not. Yeah, like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Could be a hint.
Oh, red is not defined. Well, if that's the biggest problem. Okay.
Just define some red.
Well, I think it was because I did this. So. I thought you could do that. But I don't know if I've tried it, so. It's kind of 50-50. So red is not defined. Red is not defined. BlazorGame 9128. Oh, ha. Well, if that's the worst of the problems.
How is that working before? Whatever.
Because it did have red, blue, green, and alpha.
Oh, right.
Red, green, blue.
Oh, right.
So maybe that other thing does work. Hey. We got something happening. It appears to be mostly white. But that could be because of how many times it's changing colors. I am absolutely freaking amazed that didn't blow up. And look, cornflower blue is cornflower blue.
Yep.
So, like, at least the color grab is working. The question is, are the offsets properly working? So, so let's actually pick actual real colors. We can actually go back to the original colors and I'll just have to define them in the C#. So I'm so excited. It's like I'm trying stuff and it's just working. How often does that happen? Like with me, never. When I go off the handles, everything just falls apart normally. Okay, color. So we need a.
You need to commit this.
Well, let's make sure we got let's make sure we got our coordinates right first.
Or keep going.
Yeah, totally keep going. That's fine.
Okay, so we got white, new, color. All right, so it's OX.
So when do we delete it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's going? What?
Probably like in at least maybe the end of the episode. I think
it'll be in between episodes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he doesn't do it on camera because then you could catch him and
say no.
Look, I treat this code like I treat a whiteboard. You got a few seconds to memorize it, then I'm erasing it.
Better get that back up quick.
All right, so we had white. What did they have? They had red. Well, red, green, and blue, right? So just all, yeah.
Yep.
OX, red.
Yeah, he's not going to delete it while we're on video.
No. All right, so then green and blue. All right, so green is going to be shift, and blue is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be. So I guess we're testing two variables at the same time. Did I get this right? And do I have any idea what I'm doing? One of them's bound to fail. Okay, so well, this doesn't actually jive because it's not top left, bottom right. It's top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. I'll rename these variables, but so red.
True.
Oh no, it was let's do white, red. Stop it. Green, blue. Okay, so if we come back in here and we do not that one, we go to the color rectangle. All right, so it's actually top left, top right, bottom left. Oh, bottom. Why didn't I rename? I could have.
I was gonna say, but and then I was like, well, I'll just let him keep
figure
going.
it out. It'll be fine. Top left. Yeah.
I was like, maybe there's a reason why he's just not doing that.
Top right. Top right. Yeah, just do it. Bottom left.
Speaking of ReSharper, I installed it on my work Visual Studio, and the shortcuts I just are like totally missing or don't work. At least the ones that I remember from 3 years ago, however long it's been. Why?
They're
what
still
happened?
there.
Did they change? Did I like set something up wrong?
You might have stuff set up wrong.
Yeah, when you enable it, it'll ask you if you want to use Visual Studio or ReSharper key bindings.
Yeah. So I don't know which one you did before.
What am I supposed to select?
The other one.
How does he know?
Okay, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Okay, so even if we've named these incorrectly,
Thanks, freaking word.
even if we've named these incorrectly, we can reorder this so that they're where we said they should be. the colors. So we should have top left, top right. So top left is going to be white, needs to be white. Top right needs to be red. Bottom left would be green, and bottom right would be blue. That's what we're shooting for. Let's see what happens, because we don't know what any of this stuff means, but this I understand.
And it's right on.
Well, it's backwards.
What? What do you mean it's backwards?
It's backwards from what I typed.
Oh.
Top left is white.
Well, you recreated the.
I did recreate the thing. It's just not what I wanted.
Why would you trying to recreate the thing?
So we need to flip flop the top and the bottom, just reverse them, so that they match what I've passed in. So it's going to be red, or well, sorry, it's going to be right then left and right then left. Now what's funny is that the first time we did it, we reversed. What's it mad about? Oh, there we go. The first time we reversed the positions, we changed the positions, and now we're changing the colors. I don't know which one we should have done.
Oh, is it possible?
But anyway, based on the color coordinates that I intended to pass in, the colors need to be in the order that they're going to be in just a second. Whether the rectangle is being what? I mean, it's white, red, green, blue. It just looks funny now, but that's fine. They're the right colors and they're in the right places. That's all I care about. So now, if we said, "Oh, I want a red rectangle. I don't want all this gradient stuff," right? That should be fairly easy. We would just make all of these red. Ta-da!
And if I wanted to make that red rectangle slightly opaque?
It is fully opaque. You mean transparent?
Slightly transparent?
So right now these are pure colors. They don't have any transparency, but they could be. So like if I did a new color, and then I could pass in RGBA. So 250. No. Let's do 1. Oh. And then 0.5.
Freaking Ward has you covered there, Ash.
Yeah, I appreciated him. I feel like that's what I did though, and I must have done something different. But
I should really just make a variable out of this instead of. So now it's still pure red, but it's 50% transparency, so you should see some of the cornflower behind it. The blue.
nice.
Yeah. So less red.
Less red.
All right. Cool. So now we've got that functioning, and I could technically now draw random rectangles all over the screen. I just don't understand this coordinate system. But you saw I was doing the color change thing, and we could even say on updates we've got our delta. So if we wanted to step the color every so often, right? So if we said private rect color equals new color dot random, Oh, color. Color. Oh, it's not. It's just
Not new.
It's just that. Okay, so we got that right, and then I can say, let's see. Oh, and ouch. Private float increment equals. Well, how would I do this based off of? There's got to be a way to do like a every so many seconds kind of thing with the elapsed time.
Like pick a new color.
Yeah, like if I wanted to pick a new color every 300 milliseconds.
Couldn't you just reset that? Like have it.
So I said 300 .0. Right. So I think the elapsed time is in milliseconds. So if I said if float.
Are you wanting to do something with stopwatch or something?
I could do that. Well, no, because it's got to be something that happens in the update, right? So I would say like
So
rect color equals color dot random, but I only want to do it ever so often.
could you basically set, you have an increment, and then you could also set like a next a color update, and then watch the elapsed time until it's after that next color update.
Long Billion says maybe reseed the rand each time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could just get a new color by just calling random.color, but
Yeah, no, I'll get a new color, but I don't want to get a color every frame.
time.
I want to get a new color every so many milliseconds, so that it's not like, I want
Right.
like this color, that.
So
color,
update
that color.
update gets the elapsed time passed in, right? So couldn't you take your increment and then in the I don't know, in the update or in the I guess it would be, you'd have to start in the initialize, basically set your next color to based on the increment and whatever the current elapsed time is. So the first time is going to be basically the actual increment. So wait 300 milliseconds or
Oh, right. So say like
I think you first need it in the initialize. So your initialize needs to
minus equal elapsed time if increment. Stop it. Less than 0, then that, and come on, increment equals 300.0 private float base increment equals 300F, and then down here I would say base increment.
Yeah, so that would work. I guess maybe I was misunderstanding. Is elapsed time the time between updates?
It's
or is
the
that
time
like
between
the total?
frames.
Time between frames. Okay, yeah, then that works great.
Yay! So now we got random colors. Yay! Okay, See, Wesley, are you impressed? Is this? Look, we're like a third of the way to doing that breakout game. Honestly,
All right.
we've got to change the fragment or the vertex shader to use pixel coordinates instead of grid coordinates.
Don't let him lie to you.
Are you not impressed?
All right, now commit.
What's it saying?
No, it's working right now. Don't.
It's working.
Yeah, no, I'll commit. We'll make some stuff happen.
Well, we have 40 minutes to screw it up, so
That's
don't worry.
fantastic. I love it. So much time. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the next. Let's see what was next. Animating objects with WebGL. Ooh. Wesley. Will that impress you? Uh-huh.
No, because obviously somebody's already done that.
I actually do need to go and rewrite the matrix calculations that are happening in the JavaScript because I don't like using this mat4 library.
Why?
Because I want to do it. If it was about making a game, I would just throw Unity up or one of the other already made game engines. This is about doing it myself.
But this is a matrix library.
Yeah, what's your point?
No one likes doing that.
I want this stuff to be in C#, not in JavaScript.
I see.
So, I mean, there are matrix libraries for C#, but I feel like I want to make it instead of somebody else making it. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at what this would take. I have a feeling it's going to be something similar to what we've got going on with this color update. Just in practice, not. Let's start by making the square rotate. The first thing we need is a variable in which to track the current. Okay, so we need a variable. So let's do square rotation. All right, and then, so now we need to update the draw scene function to apply the current rotation to the square when drawing it. After translating to the initial drawing position for the square, we apply the rotation like this. So here's why I would like to do it in. They're using the model view matrix, and then the square rotation value in radians. And then the axis to rotate around. So at least, so at least for the moment, I'll use this and we'll just pass in an extra value to the draw rectangle to include the rotation. But then we'll want to, so blah, blah, blah. Square plus square rotation plus equal delta time. So they're just adding the elapsed time straight to it. Okay. All right. So square rotation, and then all they're doing here. Let's get rid of this this color code because that was fun, but meh. Let's see. Rent gonna rect equals color random. We'll just make a new random color at the start and just leave it. So get rid of that, and say square rotation plus equal elapsed time. Yep, sure. And then we'll just add in the rotation here. So, square rotation. And then this will be float. we're going to run out of things that we can pass in shortly. Because I think you can only pass in like 3 things, and then you have to start passing in different things. Right? Oh, no, I'm terrible at Xamarin, Wesley. It's absolutely terrible. All right. You guys still there? I can't hear anything.
Well,
Nope.
when we're muted,
Okay.
that would be why.
All right. Okay, so square rotation. So we just need to pull in the square rotation to the rectangle, which would be at the bottom here. So const rotation equals this dot. Oh no, not this. Base address, and then oy vey, 48 plus 4, 52 should be the offset, I believe. And then let's see what they have here. After translating to the initial drawing position for the square, we apply the rotation like this. But what? After translation. So perspective, translate, and then rotate. See, and I want as much of this junk to be actually in the model view matrix is just okay, it's nothing special. It's just a new mat 4. Oh, we could totally pass this stuff in.
Yes.
The projection matrix, same thing. Yeah, so this is we could have all of this camera stuff be passed in. We just need the width and the height, which we have, I believe. And then this is, yeah, same deal. Okay, cool. Nothing mystical going on here.
Do you want to find a C# matrix library? I know you want to write your own, but
yeah, I want to write my own.
That first.
Finding one would defeat the purpose of writing my own.
No, it wouldn't, because it could be an incremental step.
No, because I'd get lazy.
Remember, folks, he wants to build a car from scratch.
Yep, I want to make an engine out of melted aluminum cans. It'll be great.
I mean, don't we all? But
yeah, but like you're not actually gonna try, and I will.
That's fair.
I mean, my job consists of sometimes complicated problem solving, and I like to relax by doing complicated problem solving.
I'm just saying, at some point you cheat.
What do you mean?
Well, at some point you don't actually do it all yourself.
Because you got
to draw that line someplace.
I mean,
I didn't make the Earth.
I didn't make the Earth. I didn't make the pop can that I'm gonna melt down. So, you know.
Where do you draw the line? And if you draw the line anywhere, then it's just a matter of where do we move the line.
Generally, the line is as far as I can myself push the envelope. Oh, what have you done, Ash?
Oh, you're welcome. Now commit.
Function signature mismatch. Totally. That is a whole bunch of what?
You did it wrong.
I did something. WASM functions. It's saying function signature mismatch. So let's...
You sent too much data?
Rectangle. color rectangle, square rotation. Don't see anything there. And it shouldn't have been any other place, or else the whole thing would have... I mean, I didn't change anything else just now. So let's do this, and we'll just run again and see what happens. I would expect that I'll get some kind of strange memory issue if I run it again, but not a function signature mismatch.
Yeah, you did.
Huh. I mean, it's not rotating, but that's because the value is some random space in memory.
Is it also supposed to be white, or is that?
I mean, it's a possibility.
Oh, because we have to do a color random. Okay.
Okay, let's run it again, see if it's still white. I don't know.
I want to.
Yeah, twice in a row seems odd. So let's
Plus, we're getting like, I don't know what's pumping that out, but we're getting colors, non-white colors being pumped out at the bottom.
yeah. Well, I mean, I can. Let's do that and run it and see what happens. Yeah, so it's the right color.
It's weird that it didn't twist.
It is weird that it didn't twist this time. I think the reason that it didn't twist this time is because we modified the memory locations. So there's a new value in that spot.
Oh, right. Okay.
Which makes me think, okay, so what if... Okay, so if I go to BlazorGame and let's say I do that. Okay, and then I go to game demo and I change this. And then I do that. It doesn't, it's not complaining yet. So now what happens? Function signature mismatch. Okay. So here's where we have to start getting into slightly more fun stuff. So there is a let's see.
So Blazor, Mr. Bagoo points out that you have float object, not object float. Is that?
Object is the return type that it's expecting.
Got it.
Okay, so the place where I actually learned how to use the core stuff for pulling the values out in the JavaScript using this unmarshaled thing is from here. So why does it show me the code? Jeez, I hate that. Unmarshaled canvas, and there's a trick that this person is doing. I don't know why I just went there. In the C sharps, when they are calling unmarshaled, so they've got this invoke return thing. Where's their helper? Go show me the thing. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go. Where is their helper? They've got a helper. Or not? Okay. Oh, here it is. Value tuple. So by using a value tuple, then you can only pass in one singular object that has a whole bunch of different parameters. The trick is when you get into the JavaScript, you have to read it a particular way. So if we come to Canvas, obviously that's the wrong file. Nope. Go back. Where is it? No, to Canvas 2D, not Canvas. Okay. Come on. Where's the magic? Show me the magic. Here it is. So they're doing read object, and then get array length, and then so you have to do a read object first, and that lets you read the values in the tuple. And then they're not always doing this array thing, I don't believe. Anyway, long story short, in order to pass in more information, we need to make this a value tuple. So it's a value tuple of color rectangle float thingy mabob. And then
this is just starting to make my head hurt.
Welcome to the party. What's it griping about? Oh, it's so aggravating. Is that? Jeez. Okay. There we go. What's it saying? No, I don't care. Okay. All right. Now we've got that. So now we have to go to here, and here, instead of reading struct immediately, we have to say const value equals is it read object field or no? Right, stop. Okay. Oh, he's got JS interrupt read object. That's why I wasn't getting what I wanted. Read object. So read object filled base address offset. So it's read object filled offset, and then value would go in base address, and then fingers crossed it will work like that. I mean, not entirely, but it's not blowing up now. So that's a plus. Okay.
And it is getting the cornflower blue?
Yeah, we didn't change that part.
Oh, okay.
We didn't change that to
That's right. That's right.
So we read the object field. Let me see. Can I see how many places this is used? JS, Canvas 2D. Read object. One time. I thought it was used more than that. Okay. So, so they're getting a count. Then they get the array entry. Ah, yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought so. Okay. All right. Yeah, so I have to do a thing. Okay. So I want to pull this up over here. Oh, hey, we got 20 minutes. Might be able to end this confused and lonely. Just as is. Okay.
Good.
So,
good.
All right. So the thing they're doing is they're doing the read object, and then they're doing a get array length. Why did they make single? I mean, I get it because it's sucky to type all this stuff every time, but get array length is get array length and then get array entry pointer for the array. Okay. So actually, I don't need the array length. I know how long it is. What I care about is I need the array entry pointer. So if I say value pointer get array entry pointer value, then that gives me the starting location. I don't know if that's going to be good enough.
Yeah, and Blazor Mr. Magoo pointed out that I think your rotation offset is perhaps off, and I think he might be right. Because it should be 16 points.
Oh yeah, plus 16
after.
Yeah. Well, it's not even the thing we're dealing with right now, but yeah, 40 at 60.
64.
60. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we're back to the unknown though. So the array entry pointer gives us, that should give us this part. And then that is going to give us, I think we'll need, I think we'll have to get the pointer to the next value in order for it to work. So if we go and we look at the code that they've got, go back. So I think the way that the object is designed is that there's a consistent step between the pointers for the objects in the array. There it is. So get array length, right? So in our case, that would be 3, right? There's 3 different objects in our array. And then so for them, so you say get array entry A index 4, which those values don't even exist in their code. So I don't know what's going on there. But if you so we get the array entry, so index 0 step 4, whatever, step 6, step 4. So that would be, let's say, rect pointer. And then come here and we have color rect pointer, which would be index 1. And then presumably we would have rotation pointer, which would be index 2, right? I'm not sure if this 4 is going to be the same every time.
Got it.
But let's see what that does. It could be 4, it could be 16, it could be, I don't know.
Oh, we're not depending on those though, by the way.
Oh.
Like you just made those pointers, but you didn't actually use them.
Good times. Rect pointer, color rect pointer, and rotation pointer.
Yeah, which you could, yeah.
Let's try that again. Nope. It's still not mad at us. Let's output the values that we're getting from one of these.
Yeah.
I'll just output positions. See what that looks like. A whole
bunch of
lot of
undefined.
undefined. Okay. Okay, let's see. Go back to their code. I have had this kind of stuff working before. So read object D. D's the thing that comes in. Offset of 4 for whatever reason. Do I need to do that? That seems... Let's try that. Nope. Oh, okay. Can I just put a breakpoint in there like that? Yep. Is it not? It's not going to break.
Negative.
Good times. Sources. What? Oh, jerks. Guess, okay, fine then. Be that way.
Offset for each struct be 0 now because of the pointers.
What's this one? Oh, yes. Now that shouldn't affect the first one. That would affect the second one. And I guess it would affect this one. I hate going from like, I have some stuff and it kind of works to, well, crap.
I would have thought you'd be used to it by now.
It doesn't mean I have to like it.
You know what I'm smelling? After this episode, delete and start over.
No. No. We're making actual good progress. I just got to figure out this value type thing again, or value tuple again, which I have figured out before. It was in the previous code, but I was doing weird stuff.
That you deleted?
It's in another branch. I haven't technically deleted it. We could try to go look at that. that one. Oh no, back. It's in later library. Where is it? Yeah, here. So I was trying to pass a batch. So we'd get a batch, and this batch was a whole bunch of junk. But it was just get array length. So the batch was every single rectangle that we were drawing. But it was... Oh, well, and it has... Well, geez. It was a list of command names and command parameters so that I could basically say, here's all the stuff I want you to do, go do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't figure out how to get all the information correctly. Which I guess it might have actually had something to do with that. So, yeah, that doesn't seem right. Maybe I couldn't get it working. Maybe that was the problem. No. Here's where I'm doing. I did value tuple here. So read object field at 0, which is a type. Read object field at 4 for the count. Read object field at 8 for the offset. Read object field at 12 for the data entries. And then get get array length of data entries and go. Okay. Overcomplicated it. So let me rewind. Rewind all this stuff. I think just instead of reading the raw values like read struct, read float, read, whatever. Come on. Is that far enough back? Base address, blah, blah. So this would be read object field, and that gives us the rect, and then we can read that. And then this would be, again, read object field. Sure. And then this, again, would be read object field. With, whatever offset.
64.
Yeah. I think. So let's see what happens. Nope. Hey, but it's not mad at us because I don't... What? Okay. Let me go back to the code. Alright, so I had a... Alright. Draw primitives. And if I go to... If I go up and I go to... where am I calling it? Graphics. Draw primitives? Yeah, it's going to be one of these. Draw user primitives. Right, so I've got primitive type, which is an enum, int float array. And then if I go here, draw user primitives, int, oh, sorry, enum, int int array. These are read object field. So if I said rect, what's that? Oh, thank you. So now if I said rect pointer, I don't know, I'm just shooting in the dark here. Struct.
Yeah.
All right, let's just see what that does. If nothing else, that should attempt to draw a square. We could temporarily change these colors to be
just like,
you know, what they were before.
You can make it all ones if you wanted, like you're doing with rotation. Just so we have it a white.
Right.
Just 1.0.
Well, it's more complicated than that. It's 1.0, comma 1.0.
Oh, that's right. That's
1.0,
right.
comma 1.0. It's only slightly more complicated than that, but still. All right, and it doesn't matter what that's doing because it's not using that value. Hey. I'll take an error over nothing at all any day.
Sure.
Could I find BlazorGame.create? Okay, well, I think that has something to do with what's going on here. You know, if I had to guess. What is it mad about? Blah, blah, comma, blah, blah, comma, blah, blah, comma, blah, blah. Where are we using this? Ah. Right, something more like that. Red, green, blue, alpha. Yep.
You're welcome. You know, just make it one.
Oh, why won't that stay checked? Obviously, these are not the right values.
Yep. Let's log this out. What was the error? I got distracted. Oh, because the alpha.
Yeah, I was just yeah. Stuff was just broke. Okay, so still undefined. It's John's fault. And if I didn't change this at all, then it
So you can pass 2 objects, but if you want 3, you have to do this tuple business?
Yeah, apparently. I don't make the rules. The aggravating part is, like, the signature seems totally fine with it.
Hey, you got it.
What the whiskey tango foxtrot? Fine. Be that way.
What did you change? I don't remember.
I just put it back the way it was without changing anything at all.
Oh.
Which is the most annoying. Oh, you could have just left it alone and it would have worked.
Why didn't you just do that? Maybe it was just that our offset was wrong for the rotation.
You know. Well, at least there's this.
Oh, something's broken.
Oh, yeah, broken everything again. It's the same problem as before. There's some kind of object.
Well, you.
Right there. No, stop. Stop it. It's this. Right there. I don't even know how that got there, but it needs to go away. Well, I mean... How am I still logging this out?
Why is it red? Or why is it not red? Because that's what it should be, right?
It should be, it should be something now. Oh, let's see what that does.
Okay.
Okay. And I assume our position here is incorrect. The last one that was red is color bottom right, and it was 48.
Yeah. And then 16 on that.
But look. From the first struct, 0, to the second struct, 16. 32. Right? 0, 16, 32. Oh,
no.
And
no, because
float.
because the first struct had
Why is this
0, 4, 8,
wait.
12, 16 bits in it.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah,
So that's why it was 16.
Yep.
The second struct is 32, is 64
0,
bits
16,
long.
64. I did just change it from an object to
But
float. So.
does it need to be? Oh, does it need to be 64? Wait, well, hold on, back up. I think I know what the problem is. It's coming from the base, so it needs to be 64 plus 16. Because it has to have the full struct. It has the position and the color as well. So it needs to be, what is that? 80.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Because those are offset from the, You're 80? I'll take you're the math guy.
I could be wrong.
I trust you. That might be a bit fast.
But it's rotating.
Is it? I mean,
it's stuff and things. Tomato, potato.
it actually, on the OBS screen, it is rotating way slower than it is on my screen. So who knows?
Yeah, and on the Zoom, it's like, I don't know. We see 3 states, so.
Yeah, let me back that off just a tad, as far as speed goes. Plus elapsed time. So it's just a 0.5 times the delta.
Oh yeah, there we go. I even think you probably need more, but we'll see what this is.
Whoa. All right. So I think the way that you actually do it is you'd be like 1 divided by the delta. And then you go, and that should be pretty slow.
Wait, shouldn't that be a faster rotation? Or maybe not. I guess as the delta and...
Well, so it was like
not bad.
half
Not bad
of 16 milliseconds.
Yep. That makes sense.
1 divided by 16 milliseconds-ish. Yep. So, yay, we got a spinny, rotatey thingy.
It's still totally screwed up in Zoom, but whatever.
Yeah, well, zoom's
That's
zoom.
zoom.
I mean,
It's more smooth in the Twitch stream than it.
I think this is a good stopping point. Although I do want to actually slow it down a bit more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, keep messing with it. It's fine. No worries here.
We're gonna keep going until your wife comes in, makes fun of my hair, and tells us to stop. So any minute now.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
There, that's a good, nice, smooth, slow rotation. Sweet.
Now we add random.
Now we add
Ship it.
random.
No, we need that. We need to like now to be random.
Now let's
All
do
right.
the.
Wes, you happy? Are we good now?
Yeah, bring your increment random crap back.
Private float, red.
I guess. It's not very.
Can you not? You can't do that? That's sadness. All right.
Oh, you just want to switch between the two.
So
That's right.
red equals. We're just gonna do a random. So. Oh, I gotta do a new random. Dot next. We want floats, not next.
Wait, what happened to color dot random? Did you get rid of that?
What? Well, so I don't want it to. You'll see. You'll see.
Okay. Sorry for jumping to conclusions.
So yeah, and then we just duplicate that a few times. Okay, so we've got that, right, and then, so red plus equal 0.5 f divided by elapsed time.
Oh, I see.
So 7.5 and 2.5. Okay, and then so if red less or greater than 250 or no greater than 1.0, then red equals 0.0. Just nope. Do that for all three of them. I know this is not. This could be written better, but whatever. And then blue. Okay, and then let's do rect color. Yeah. Rect color equals new color red, green, blue. Just like that. So now it should do a slow color rotation.
Yep.
Somewhat randomly. When I say slow,
It's all relative.
wow, I expected that to be slower. So let's do 0.25. No, 0.05. 05 and 05, and then I'll. So 7 and 2. Try that. I want it to be a little slowish. Well, it just flips right over, don't it? There we go, though. That's something.
Yeah, it's not bad.
what I miss going on over here? Oh yeah. Oh.
I say commit it.
Commit and push. But there was we got movement, we got color shifting. It's a crop rectangle. But anyway, so that's not a bad demo for getting started. And we could actually do this color rotation on each vertex, which would be interesting. But maybe play with that later. I might do that on the in between.
Yeah, I think it needs to slow it down just a little bit too, a little bit more.
Yeah, well, I mean it's
but, you know,
darn
whatever.
slow as is. We could 2.5, 3.5, and
why different values there? You just want each to change at a different rate.
Yeah, so that the colors don't technically overlap. And I might do a bounce feature instead of a reset. So like it got to 1 and then bounce back down instead
Subtract it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
you could just set that like multiply the entire amount by a red increment.
Yeah,
so you always do a plus equal, but like a red direction.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you can just flip the sign of that red direction. Could be negative or positive. Let's keep tweaking it.
Yeah, just keep going.
It is 10-12, but you know.
But you know. So then
I've been losing some weight, Sean. Code with Sean. That's how I'm able to phase in and out.
So instead of setting that equal, all I have to do is say red direction times equal -1. And then
oh yeah, love that video.
Oh, well, before I do that, I would say minus equal, then reverse direction. And this would be
right.
or red less than 0.
It's very thinning.
Oh, well, that's not going to help. Oh, come on now. All right, and then I just got to add the OR. Y, and then
yeah, that looks
now
good.
Now it should bounce instead of flipping real quick.
Yeah, that would be softer on the eyes.
It would.
Very nice.
That's a lot better.
Is it pumpkin time?
I mean, you gonna turn into Gus Gus?
It's not broken yet, so let's go. Let's keep going.
No, yeah. I'm gonna check in now. It's Ash's fault because he keeps giving me ideas.
You could turn it.
Made a square spin. Ta-da. Boosh.
I mean, it's a little bit of an understatement. I mean, there's tuples and
I did a thing.
Yep. Code with Sean snuck in, so it's time for us to quit.
Time to leave. All right.
I mean, welcome, Code with Sean.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's pushed up. So if anybody wanted to take a look at it or play around and add to it or whatever, it's the WebGL reboot branch on the BlazorGame repository. Which,
Did you drop that in?
Yeah, John will drop in a link to here in just a second.
Oh, John will. Okay.
Yeah. It's what John does. So next time,
Which branch? What branch?
WebGL reboot. So this time we did this rotating square, and then we played around with it. We're not, but we could set separate vertices for each corner, or separate colors for each vertice.
One of those.
Yep, something like that. So, ooh, look at that. This will be next time. Next time we might make a cube. Or I'll break down and make my own matrix library in C#. Before we move on, I actually don't necessarily want to move into 3D space at the moment.
I for one live in 3D space, so
I don't know. It kind of 3D gives me headaches. So.
I would rather stay in 2D space and learn how to apply the textures, but I think textures is the one after that, and they apply textures to, I believe, the rotating cube, which is cool, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I'd rather do textures first, and I'd also rather fix up the. It doesn't look like they play with the shaders at all. But I would rather have some kind of conversion for pixel placement instead of coordinate space. Length, width, plus height, time? What? Is the plus because developers eat too much food? Anyway.
it's because we're sedentary.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I think we made good progress. We'll continue to make progress. We do want to get back to working on enough game engine to create the breakout game or some other kind of two-dimensional game, like the little spaceship shooters flying at like a
asteroid
side-scrolling thing or something. Yeah. So if there's any like old school game ideas that anybody has, not Missile Command. Don't. Just don't.
Centipede.
Centipede is something we could work on. Galaga, that's something we could work on, but not Missile Command. I'm not. No. But that'll be something we'll look forward to in future segments of working on this game engine. Anyway, that's all I have. So.
All right. With that, folks, it has been a long week. We did the live streaming of the podcast on Monday at 6 p.m. We hosted stpete.net meetup last night at 7 p.m. and live coding today at 8 p.m. all Eastern time. That is the longest week of the month that we have for us. We will be back for the live broadcast of the podcast on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and back for live coding personal projects next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Do like and subscribe. Go ahead and give Clayton's repo a thumbs up and a star and a fork and all the things you do on GitHub. Let us know if you like the Blazor game engine, if you like switching it up and working on different projects. We've got Ash's Lift Fit Log fitness tracker in React. We've got Triple Derby, a horse racing game that is currently in .NET Core, or no, rather, it is .NET 5 API that we're working on all the logic for that. And then Speaker Meet is a React front end and .NET 5 back end application for speakers, conferences, and meetups. So with that, we will say goodnight, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. Follow us over. We will raid our friend Jenny Nexus. And good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.